people say you play for Sydney United. I never played for Sydney United. I played for Sydney, Croatia, and you know, it was a club that developed so many wonderful players, and as you said, the atmosphere in the dressing room was incredible. I remember I was playing at Canterbury Marrickville, and I tell this story often, and about the coach at Canterbury Marrickville at the time was John Zipolitas.
Great guy.
Great guy, and
Coach Stan Susie to a premiership winning team at St George's. We had a great team. Nick Orlich played. We had a good team.
And I turned up for training. I think it was round 2 of the old state league, and John Zipolitas, and I turned up for training at Canterbury Marrickville, and he said, like, what, Arnie, what are you doing here? I said, well, I thought I played here. He said, oh, we sold you last night. I said, oh, where did you sell me to? He said, Sydney, Croatia. I said, well, I live at Sylvania. And in those days,
where's that?
Where the hell is Indenser Park? In those days, it was a dirt road. Remember, up the
a long way from Gawley Bay.
Yeah, it was miles. So those days there was no apps. You know, Gregory Street directory. How the hell do I get to this Indenser Park out there? And an hour and 15 minutes drive to get out there. But the camaraderie and the Croatian people. I lost my mother when I was 17, 18, and the difference in my life that changed was Sydney, Croatia. The Croatian people were just so special to me. They knew what had happened. Adi Aboni was a coach at the time, and the camaraderie around the club was just incredible, and it got me through those difficult times.
I remember that we came to your place. Yes, of course. Pivotal moment in your life, and you had that support. I remember filming a story. They built your house. I came and you were pretending to be a carpenter. Remember that? You didn't know what to do.
The best was, you know, Tony Basic, he's passed. He was a chairman. Tony Toppage.
Oh, Toppage.
And the contracts were fantastic because they'd say, how much you play for this year? Well, what are you offering me? We build you a driveway.
Sign on driveway.
I don't have a house yet. I don't have a house yet, but we build you a driveway. Okay, great. we put up a wall for you. Okay, that's fantastic. Great times. Here's the old days, and everyone here would remember. No doubt, everyone remembers the beautiful pay that we used to get paid. We got paid cash, you know, up in the canteen at King Tom, the brown envelope. And never discuss the wages. And Big Spiders, Željko Kalić's father, Giga, was the treasurer at the time.
He was the treasurer?
He was the treasurer. And if I didn't score a goal, the next week the envelope was opened. And the match bonus was $650. He goes, you were shit last week, you get $300.
What a good treasurer.
That was great.
Arnie's writing an autobiography, The Golden Years at Sydney, Croatia by Graham Arnold, Cash or Concrete.
They were wonderful times.
Well, Wally, for you, obviously it's different, isn't it? You've got Central Anglo-Australian from the Shire going to a Croatian community that he knows little about, and you're brought up in that background. There's obviously a little bit of pressure to try and play for that best team that was Sydney, Croatia.
I think for most Croatians, whether it was, you go through the list, Popovic's, Srivic's, Kalats, all Socceroos, but one thing that bound us all was we weren't pushed to play football. We went to games with our dads. We watched from afar, and our goal was not to play for Australia, it was to play for Sydney, Croatia. But in that journey, you end up playing for the green and gold, you know, which we're all very proud of. But initially, it was just a matter of just wanting to play for Sydney, Croatia. That's my goal, and the hunger there from those boys. And I think times have changed now, but in those days, that's all it was, and that was it was tough because a lot of outsiders came into the club, but good ones. You know, we had a lot of. But we had a lot of English people come, expats, and the banter was brilliant with some of these guys. And I coach now some of the younger boys, and they just don't understand my humour. It's like, guys, you know,
HR department.
it's a big time HR, and I'm like,
Let's show bloke and rally Rassage, seriously, you get sacked. HR department, it's not heart rate, it's not harness racing, it's HR department.
Wally, I don't know if you had a chance as you walked in. Did you whiz past? You see Nastevsky and Ojakov and Des Martin on one table.
I came
When's the
a bit
last time
late
you
because
saw
I had a
him?
game. Ojakov.
When you last seen him?
Early in the year. He came over to the fence when I was playing. We were playing a game, and he went, "Hey Wally," and I looked at him and thought, "Who the hell's this?" Yeah. But you see in the eyes, you know, the faces change, body changes, but then you get a closer look and you look into the eyes and you go, "Oh, Jesus," you know.
Jakov.
What a great player!
Unbelievable.
One of the best.
One story. I honestly say that I was very, very rough as a player, but he changed my career because he said, "Listen, you idiot, you run too much." He says, "You know, hey, when I get the ball and I face forward, you just run behind and I put the ball and you score. This is how you make money." I said, "Okay, Ojak," and I've never been told that by pretty much anybody. And he came from Preston, Macedonia all those years ago, and I thought, okay, I'll try that. So I did, first time, make a run, straight, ball bounced in front of me, scored. He goes, "I told you, idiot, just run."
And Zoko ended up building your driveway, did he? Zoko ended up building your driveway as well?
No, he managed it.
Wally, green and gold. You know, for a lot of people in the room, although there's, I think, 35 odd here that have worn the green and gold in different capacities, what's that feeling like when you get told the first time you're going to represent your country after playing club football in the NSL?
I guess in the end it's something you don't talk about it a lot, but when it comes and the feeling that, oh, they're looking at me, oh, they're thinking about me, they're actually calling me into the squad, and then the buzz of just wanting to prove yourself and getting from a squad player to get into the first 11, and then the pressure. Club players don't understand the pressure that's involved in being a Socceroo or any international team. There's always someone sniffing on your back to take your position. There's maybe one bad game, not a second, you know, so the pressure is always there. But the feeling of playing for Australia, and I guess the biggest thing is when they play the national anthem and you look up into the stand, you see, in case my dad, it does. You see your family and friends and it brings a tear to your eye. It's a real proud moment.
How old were you when you first played for Australia?
2021. My respect. You know, the crazy thing is I sit here tonight and I listen to Rally and Les speak. And Birdie, I listen to you as well. But the crazy thing is everything they're speaking is what needs to happen. And, you know, because we're getting older, a lot of the stuff I do now is try to reflect, a reflection on the past. And unless you've done it and seen it and achieved it, you don't get it. And when you listen to Rally again and Les about repetition, about, you know, scoring goals, about what you practice is what you get. I can tell a short story, but I sent a text to 12 attacking Socceroo players after the last camp. How much shooting do you do at training? And crazy, 10 out of 12 come back and said none. And then how do you expect to score goals if you don't practice? And I know from my days when I played and I was a striker, like, if I was confident, or if I was out of form, if I was confident, the goal looked enormous with a midget in goals. When I wasn't confident, it seemed like a hockey goal with a giant in goals. And, you know, to hear the people talk here and to see all these great faces and legends of the game, it's a great deed what you've done tonight, Andy. It's been a very, very special night for a lot of people. That the game is not that difficult. That we make it difficult. You know, of course, And, you know, as Bertie said, we don't want to compare eras, but the biggest difference I see now is just social media. It is so difficult for the players to comprehend, and I honestly, I have to say that I would have hated to go through my playing career with social media, because in the old days, you know, you were worried the day after a game if someone wrote in the newspaper that you played bad, or if they had a rating when I went and played in Europe, you know, they had a rating from 1 to 10 on your performance. Every player, and if you got a 5, you were like, oh, devastated. If you got a 6, okay, happy. 7, oh, I'm great. But these days, you know, you sit and talk a lot to the players, and the way I try to manage is in a fatherly way of experiences and reflection on on what I experienced in my career. And all I want, it's not about, a lot of it's not about coaching for me. A lot of it's about just helping these kids fulfil their dreams. And if I could honestly give out of 100 kids, 95 of them had the career that I had, or Wally had, then I'm delighted. It's not about my career, it's more about the kids and giving them those opportunities, because we've had a special life. A lot of people in this room have had a special life. You listen to Chippers, a bus driver from Wollongong. Chippers, huh? Bus driver from Wollongong.
The richest bus driver from
But
He owns the company now.
But what he said, I couldn't agree more, okay, is that he was a late developer. And if he was in the system today, he would never have made it. And I can say I would never have made it. And probably 100 other players, 200 players would never have made it through that system. And you talk about Timmy, you know, obviously a legend of our game. But Timmy made a choice many, many years ago to play for Samoa. And he had to sit out for a number of times. And in 2003, we were in the Socceroos and we were playing England, and we brought him in just to get him to experience, to be like, if he wanted to play for Australia. And that's the journey that people you have in life. It's not always a straight journey. It goes different ways. And when you sit down with players and you try to explain to that type of environment and that type of thing now in general life, that social media, it's what Raleigh said, Raleigh, 100%, Les, 100%. There's that one thing, social media is difficult to deal with, but the football side of it is, you're 100% right, and a lot of times it's like, I wish we could go back that way.
We do miss the old days.
Yeah, it's...
How good was it, you know? And I'm not being disparaging to Fox, I've worked for both, but SBS was the home. You knew what you were going to get. Everyone looked forward to it. You'd rush home after your Saturday.
Les will tell you, and I don't know, Raleigh, if it was like that in 74 and that, but Les will tell you, Frank Gore, there was a method to the guy's madness with Les and Eddie Thompson. Like, why did you build a Socceroo B team? That's what I look at now. Is a Socceroo A team. I played, and I don't like reflecting on my own playing career because I don't want to talk about myself, but I played 30 games for Australia before I played an A international. I played against AC Milan, Juventus. Remember all those days, those clubs come out and we toured Europe. And there was a method in their madness of why did they have this B team ready to take over from Cosmina, etc. These days it doesn't happen. That's now the Olympic team. And the Olympic team hasn't qualified for a number of years, and it needs to start. We need to step that up and qualify. But getting back to that, those days the media travelled with the team. They're actually part of the team.
What happened on tour stayed on tour.
But the relationship then between the players, the staff and the media was trust, because they travelled with us. These days, you've got to keep them as far away as you possibly can, because it's all about creating a headline, and 9 times out of 10, the headline's negative, it's not positive.
Wally, reflecting on your life in football, the journey still continues for you, and also for Graham in coaching capacities. Better to be a coach or better to be a player?
Oh, you have to play. We only probably do coaching because we can't play anymore. But coaching gives you satisfaction, like Arnie said, if you can pass on some information to young boys, help them realise their potential. But like Arnie said, the hardest thing is telling them, I've got a jersey here, but I'm not going to give it to you. Take it off me. But they don't understand that. It's all about, give it to me, give me a chance. But it's not about giving chances. It's about you wanting it and trying hard enough at training to want to take that jersey off me and make it yours. And that's the part that I understand.
Well, what he's saying is something that I really feel 8-10 months into the job now with the Socceroos, I actually feel now that I'm ready, or we're ready, because for the last 5 years, 14 players, it was like they felt they owned the shirt. They owned the number, they owned the shirt, and even if they weren't playing in clubland, it didn't matter, they still played. Where now, I feel, you know, I'm doing the Olympic team as well because I want to get to know the person. You know, there's so many great footballers, ex-footballers in here. It was all about mental. It was all about attitude, character, and the will to win. That's not exactly how it is these days. But now I feel that I've got a good 30 players to create depth, but also to push each other the whole way. Because, you know, if you've got 14, well then it's like, oh, I've got to sort, do I have to fly all the way to Australia to play in this game? And it takes, the Socceroos takes a lot of commitment. It's a wonderful honour, but the players live overseas. You know, they play Saturday, Sunday. In the old days, there was no FIFA dates. And we'd play Saturday, Sunday in Holland or Belgium, and on the Wednesday play here in Sydney. Fly back, get back Friday morning to play Saturday, then fly to Buenos Aires, or somewhere to play on Tuesday or Wednesday, then back again. These days with FIFA windows, at least you have a lead in to those games.
Well, gents, we could be here all night, and we will be. We're staying here till 6 a.m. The bar's open. No, I want to thank you guys for coming up, and it is special to have so many people that have given the game so much from previous years, and it's good to see that guys like yourselves are continuing to give, particularly at whatever level you guys are coaching. You've got the most important job in the country, and it's probably one that you're evolving into and learning and rebuilding, because it's almost like transitional at the moment with the team. So we wish you nothing but the best, guys. I'm stoked that you guys are up here, and it's just a buzz to have you here.
Thank you, and it's great to be here, but I just want everyone to say thank you for everything everyone's done for the game, and will continue to do, and keep believing. Keep believing. You know, there's only one sport in this country that unites a nation. Every 40. It's not rugby league. It's not AFL. It's football. Yeah. And keep believing, and I will do my 100% best and more than my passion for this game to achieve great success.
Well said. Ladies and gentlemen, Wally Shovel